217 pounds, a veteran of 14 world title appearances. His record stands at 66 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws, with 42 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, challenging the odds as he steps up to the heavyweight division, here is the former IBF middleweight world champion, the former IBF super middleweight world champion, and the current IBF cruiserweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing James Toney, wearing purple trunks and black trim, representing his hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. He weighed in at 219 pounds with a record of 38 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws. He has 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former undisputed cruiserweight world champion, the former undisputed heavyweight world champion, and the one and only 4-time heavyweight champion of the world. Please welcome boxing's true warrior, introducing Evander, the real deal, Holyfield.
Gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. Do you have any questions? Okay, the belly button's the demarcation line. Let's touch gloves and go to work. Good luck.
The extra weight may help him on the inside against a strong guy like Holyfield, but will it affect his speed and quickness, which he's been saying all along will be the difference in this fight? He wants to keep a fast pace, does Toney. Bottom line, what kind of shape is Toney in? We'll soon find out.
Well, the first punch of the fight for Evander Holyfield was what? A left hook. So
there's a surprise.
Yeah, he knows he's got to throw that punch, and he must use the jab. Part of the problem with that, oh, there it is again.
And that is his best punch.
It is, and the jab has been missing from the Holyfield arsenal in recent fights because he said he can't keep the hand up because the shoulder bothers him so much. He has to let it lay down. He can't throw the jab. We'll see in this fight whether it's back.
There's a wild left hook attempt there by Holyfield. That missed. Holyfield would flat out beat up opponents early in his career. These days priding himself on ring smarts. Has he discovered already the answer to Toney's style? Holyfield with an overhand right.
James Toney is a very good defensive fighter, but the way you beat him is you do throw that hook, and there it is. Holyfield knows what to do, and he's doing it here in this round.
On the inside.
Cruiserweight, Vasily Girov, while he was very busy and very aggressive in their last fight, threw many arm punches.
And of course, he's been to a lot of wars in the Kronk gym, probably against bigger guys. You wonder if he's ever felt the power of an Evander Holyfield. Although Holyfield, throughout his career, not really known as a knockout puncher, but he made up for that with heart and courage and guts. But he's a bruiser. He's very rough on the inside, accused by many of using roughouse tactics.
One way or the other, not only is it good for Holyfield that he's throwing the hook so much, he's even getting the right hand in. You don't normally land that against Toney.
And Holyfield is picking off shots defensively by Toney. A very good first round for the legendary Holyfield, who just made Toney buckle with a body shot just before the bell.
We will see Holyfield ripping the hooks. He comes here with an excellent hook right to the face of James Toney. It's a short one and gets in, and it was a weapon that he used. So far, that repaired shoulder is working. We take yet another look at it. They were rumbling a little bit after the bell. Again, the hook is in by Holyfield, and they have buckled Toney, and James Toney taking umbrage at the fact that something may have come.
Certainly not the same Evander Holyfield we saw in his last fight against Chris Bird, when he looked very sluggish and mistakenly tried to match wits with the slickster Bird. He is very aggressive and attacking James Toney, and he comes off a terrific opening round.
Holyfield threw nearly 30 left hooks, well over 26 left hooks. in the first round. So here's a guy who now finally has that weapon back again and is using it with great dispatch.
Toney trying to get into a rhythm here, starting to throw that left, misses with the right. Toney jabbing more now and using his crafty defensive skills. He is a great counterpuncher. What I'm seeing out of Holyfield is here he's fighting in sustained fashion. He is not fighting in spurts. He's not just trying to steal things.
One of the weapons that Holyfield's not using yet is the jab. Toney's jab. Toney wants this fight in the center of the ring. You can see he is trying desperately to stay off the ropes. He knows that's a real danger area for him. And he realizes it more now, Steve, after the first round in which he was in that position and couldn't counterpunch like he normally does and was hit with big hooks to the body.
Used very successfully against a fellow named Mike Tyson in that great first fight.
Toney being more aggressive, though, here in the second round, starting to get some of his punches off, a slight subtle change. He's able to land a little bit.
And he's getting a little more cutesy now. That's his style, that tricky sidestepping, slipping, the shifting.
Nothing low, Evander.
Now, Holyfield's doing a good job committing to the body.
The work rate has really gone down since that big first round. Nice quick left hook to the jaw by Toney, a crisp one. That caught Holyfield with his defenses down.
Toney making Holyfield miss a lot more in this round and maybe doing enough to steal this round.
Holyfield missing, but he got him on the inside with a left hook uppercut. A better round for James Toney.
Holyfield anxious to work the body. And that one, right on the border. And then he tries to double over the head of Toney. James Toney had his moments, a lot of moments in that last round, actually.
Round 3, scheduled for 12, a heavyweight non-title bout. Holyfield sticking the jab, and it's effective. Let's see if he follows it up.
You know, Holyfield landed at his age. He's 41 years of age. You can't always sustain what you want over the course of a round when you're 41. And here comes Toney back again.
Toney with the nice long jab, but one and done.
Holyfield told us at our meeting with him that he would try this several times during the fight, try and get Toney, lure him in so he could counter him, and that's what he's trying to do now. Toney's not getting hit with any counter punches, actually landing a few of his own, including that beautiful left hook on the inside.
Toney acknowledging something to his corner.
And then he got hit with a combination because of it.
Well, as far as the head is concerned, Mike Tyson, John Ruiz, Asim Rahman could tell you about it. Left-right combination. Shane 80 warning Holyfield about the heads jumping right on that issue. Of course, a lot of fighters complaining that Holyfield is dirty. Others say it just gets rough on the inside, and that's the kind of fighter he is. Toney said he's very prepared for that, and he just wipes off the sweat off his shoulder as if to say to Holyfield, "You're not hurting me."
A confident James Toney to this point. That and cranked left hooks, Holyfield couldn't do it. And later on in the round, dare I say the hand speed of James Toney, which is apparently at this juncture a little better than Evander Holyfield, no matter what pounds he's fighting at. Saying it's dazzling at this point, but it's certainly better than Holyfield's.
Toney's motion toward his corner was actually directed toward the judge over there, we are told, in trying to indicate to the judge that he hit Evander Holyfield. He's working the judges. Toney unleashing a right.
Let go, one hold.
He may have hurt Holyfield.
Combination, the left hook, effective on Holyfield's head.
Look how low Holyfield's hand is, Steve.
Toney continues to have success here at the beginning of round 4. He's landing. Now the infighting as Toney backs off, gets himself some leverage, and fires the straight right. That's your head,
Evander.
Holyfield is doing what he did against Bird, coming inside and smothering his punches. Could that mean the left shoulder's bothering him again? He can't keep the left up. That's when he does it. When he can't keep that left up and jab his weight, he has to come inside.
when you're almost 41 years old, those problems can crop up in a second. Back comes Holyfield.
Well, now it's what we thought it was going to be, isn't it?
It's a slugfest.
The defense of Toney right now is excellent, though.
The war on October 4 living up to its billing now.
And Holyfield's doing the right thing by working the body of Toney. If you can't hit him in the head, go to the body, because this is a 12-round fight. He weighs 217 pounds. You want to slow him down. Holyfield got in there very well against Toney. Now, does Toney think he's punched himself out? Will he try and come back now?
Tony with a very fast pace. And he's a lot busier now. Crisp left hooks. 3 in a row unanswered. A right uppercut on the jaw by Toney on the inside.
Work out there.
Very interesting round to score.
Time!
I thought it was another good round for Toney.
Here's my bucket. Jesus Christ. Deep breath.
As we head into round 5 scheduled for 12, Toney now brimming with confidence, tripling up on the left, firing a straight right. And Toney is getting off first. There's a big overhand right to the chin, a left hook to the other side of Holyfield's face. Flicking the jab, doing it all, twisting and turning. James Toney all of a sudden seems to have Holyfield in his pocket. Oh, what a heavy right hand showing the chin of Holyfield. Big shot by Toney. Another one.
That was a close round.
Watch your head, Evander.
Toney off to a tremendous start in this round.
I'm of the belief Toney is slightly ahead at this point.
If anything shows that he's in control of this fight, that is it right now.
Defying, don't hook with a hooker. That extra weight is not affecting Toney's quickness or speed with his hands whatsoever. Again, doubling up with the left is James. Beautiful combination upstairs by James Toney, a countering right, but Holyfield couldn't connect. Interesting, we have role reversal here. Toney getting off first, and Holyfield doing a lot of counter. Toney's known as a superb counter puncher. Oh, what a zinging straight right hand to the head of Holyfield.
To the left where he can land that hook. And this is becoming a replay of so many previous James Toney fights where fighters stand on his right side and can't land any punches. It's a footwork issue for Holyfield now as much as anything. Look at him. He's in the wrong position. He can't get that hook in. Now he moves to the left.
Big flurry at the end of the round by Holyfield.
Left hand staying very, very low by Evander Holyfield and can't block the right hand. And the combinations from James Toney. One of the keys to victory. He had to throw more than one punch at a time. He's doing it. He said Holyfield's, oh my God, he sticks his tongue out at Evander.
An incredible look of concern on his face, perhaps underestimating James Toney.
And let's remember, he's just short of his 41st birthday. And at a certain point, athletes can wear down.
And athletes, particularly fighters, can get old. They turn old in one night. Toney, and you saw the reaction, the grimace of Holyfield.
It was a perfect first round for Evander Holyfield, and since then, it has been all James Toney.
Now again, Toney motioning over, I can only assume to the judge, who is smiling.
Stop.
In case he didn't see it.
You know what? Doesn't he know we're supposed to do the commentary? Wow, he is just devastating Evander Holyfield now, and Holyfield with no answers. And let's say this about James Toney. He told us, I'm going to throw combinations. I will have hand speed in this fight.
Evander, don't butt him.
No negative effect on James Toney.
And Holyfield smothering himself, doing exactly what he did against Chris Gordon.
Toney just digging in with left hands to Holyfield's body. has to be wearing Holyfield out. Holyfield with tremendous guts, plowing forward, and now hanging Holyfield and the exhaustion. Oh, what a right hand by Toney, and then eluding the comebacker, the left hook try by Holyfield.
Stop. You got to watch banging.
James Toney's hit Evander Holyfield with, I guess, almost the best punches you can throw, and Holyfield hasn't gone anywhere, which is pretty interesting.
Now he's going backwards, but he swings wildly, Holyfield, and misses. Perhaps out of frustration, going back to the headbutting.
Thank you.
That's bravado like you wouldn't expect to see in this fight. The right hand's been for Toney, and look how he slips those punches. He's a very good defensive fighter, and where they cautioned, well, that, Holyfield dipped his head and banged Toney's and did it again.
Whispering tones in the Holyfield corner. Don Turner, who's been with the real deal 7 years, told Holyfield, you got to get busy. He's punching over, so you punch under. Let's see.
Well, it may be too late in terms of stamina and all the rest of it for Holyfield to change his game plan. He may have to feel, and it may be that he's going to have to land something that hurts James Toney. And remember, in the first round and a half, he did land some big shots.
Toney is so bubbling with confidence right now. He strutted back to his corner.
Holyfield landed a right hand, wasn't perfect, came with the left hook, which was blocked, came with another left hook, which Toney slipped. That is what he's facing.
Don't hold.
Score is unofficial at the halfway point.
Don't hold. Let go, hold.
Here's your press row, people. They've got Toney now inching ahead. Remember, it was all tied up earlier after 4. And through 6, they've got Toney up a couple of points.
I have Toney ahead by, I am winning every round since the first. The fourth was very close.
Tired.
He is fighting in spurts. He is not fighting full rounds. And that has been symptomatic of what has caused his problems in the last 5 or 6 fights, and it's continuing here tonight.
A booming right hand to the head by Toney. Holyfield just stands there and absorbs it. He's absorbed a lot of punishment tonight at the hands of the smaller James Toney. But he keeps on fighting.
Not enough punches coming from Evander Holyfield, and we don't know at this juncture if he can hurt Toney with a big shot.
Toney just too fast for him, too quick. Evander Holyfield, who is on that crusade to become undisputed champion once again. You have to wonder about that after this performance tonight against a cruiserweight champion.
Toney promised us he would beat Holyfield to the punch. He has done that. You notice Holyfield throws the hook, but it's blocked by Toney. Look at the defensive moves of James Toney.
An aficionado of legends like Ezer Charles and Sugar Ray Robinson, now looking to end the career of a legend in Evander Holyfield. But you get the feeling in listening to Holyfield, Al, that even a loss tonight, big right hand by Holyfield out of nowhere, countering right hand by Toney. You get the feeling after listening to Holyfield, even with a loss tonight, he won't step away from the sport. It is going to take a freight train to hit him.
His old trainer Bill Miller showed him all those films of Walcott, Ezer Charles, and a fighter who he really reveres, Rocky Marciano. And he is not fighting like Rocky Marciano because it's all about hand speed and combinations of defense, but I'll tell you what, he's showing that kind of grit and determination.
He reveres Marciano because he was a small heavyweight. Now this is vintage James Toney.
He's fought over a decade. It's fascinating. It's as if a light switch came on, and even though he hasn't lost since 1997, Toney hasn't performed well.
Now he's getting really cute. He's got to be careful sticking out his left arm.
He's getting hit by Holyfield, but apparently not being hurt, and that's a news story. Look at him.
He's looking at the judge again. The judge is laughing.
And Holyfield whacked him with 3 good punches.
Watch your head, please.
Toney's co-pilot in the corner, Freddie Roach, up to this point, really likes what he sees.
And James Toney with some very nice shots. And none of them have made a huge impact. And we say that because that leads us now to talk about James Toney, the heavyweight. Does this mean, based upon this performance so far, that James Toney can take some pretty good heavyweight punches? It may well.
Look at Evander Holyfield. As Toney continues to press forward, Holyfield Holyfield trying to escape the ropes, which he does.
And he can't answer.
That was an opportunity to answer right there. Toney with a wild right hand. He left himself wide open and no counterpunch by Holyfield. He just stood there. Again, nothing. Comes back with a couple of soft left hands. And no effect on Toney. Toney stares him down. But there in the corner, Don Turner urging Evander Holyfield, showing compassion for Holyfield's health and welfare.
That's one of the most poignant moments I remember in a boxing corner in a long time. And let's see what happens.
Telling Evander Holyfield, you continue to get hit by these right hands, which you just got hit by again. There it is again. I'm going to stop the stand in there. He didn't really respond. Did you hear him say anything?
No. He kind of shook his head out. He said something about I'll do it, but
I don't know. Evander Holyfield, as you check out the press row scoring, it continues to widen for Toney. Oh, there's a short left hook. Another one by Holyfield. Oh, he's trying.
He's hitting him with hooks. Now, they're partially blocked, and that's not hurting James Toney.
He's going for it all here. He's throwing it all at Toney now.
You just can't back him like that.
He's looking for a Hollywood turnaround, a dramatic turnaround, Holyfield. He knows.
That was what he had, and for the first time you saw him hold on. This fight could be moments, or at least a minute or two away from ending, yes?
We may be seeing the end of an era. It's going to be ruled a knockdown. 4,
5, you okay? 6, are you all right? 7, you sure you're okay? Come to me. 8.
And I think they've thrown in the towel. Don Turner has thrown in the towel. No disagreement whatsoever from referee Jay Nady, and it's over. James Toney has stopped Evander Holyfield.
Okay, lift it in. Lift it in.
Brother.
I love you, y'all. I love you, man.
Good job, baby. Great. Good job, baby. You heard the words of James Toney into the ear of Evander.
It's hard to be a gracious winner when you've had all that bravado.
Need some water, man?
It's best, man. I did what I thought it was best, man.
1 minute, 42 seconds in round number 9. Our referee in charge, Jay Nady, recognizes the corner and agrees. He stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, James
Were you too quick? Evander Holyfield was a great fighter. Don't diminish that at any time. Holyfield's a great warrior. He came to fight. Bottom line.
Did he ever hurt you?
Who's next? I got milk, baby. Who's next? My mom, Sherry, Uncle Larry. Bottom line, Goose Tudor. Evander Holyfield's a great fighter. Hey, I watched him when I was a kid. I love the guy, but I had to do what I had to do. That's what I get paid to do. Bottom line, Detroit in the house. Emmanuel Stewart.
James,
I got your message, baby.
Let's try and have let's try and have a decent interview and a conversation here. Hold on a second here.
Jake,
Come on, dog.
Come on, champ. Come on,
Come on, let's go over to Evander Holyfield.
Well, come on. Ain't worry about it. Okay. Love you, dog. For real. Much respect to you. Much love, baby.
It was a lot quicker, and at times that I got him in a position to hit him, and his agility, he just a little too quick, too quick for me.
8 fights. You've won 2 of your last 8 fights. You said before the fight that you would continue fighting. Your goal is to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, that you'd have to be beaten up. Were you beaten up sufficiently tonight to stop fighting?
No. He won, and this is a fight that, you know, he got off before me and all that, and his punches, he hit with, it was just an overwhelming punches, just got off before me. You know, warriors for a person that don't quit. And it's not like I quit in there, even though I was a step behind in everything that I did. He was able to get off before I was, and it's not so much that when the guy throwing, I guess, 3 times as much punches than you, and he beat you to the position and not maneuver you pretty much the whole fight.
If we can see this right here, Evander, tell us what's going through your mind here.
Well, you know, the thing is that he don't hit hard enough to, you're right there. Right there, it was just a number of punches. But, I was off balance, and it was a good shot. It was a shot that knocked me down, but it wasn't, the shot that really hurt me. And it wasn't.
How long will that evaluation take?
Of course, I will go home and evaluate. I guess the most important thing in life is that when you don't do well, your first thought of the mind is just quit. That's a part of life, and that's what everybody do when they have a bad performance. And of course, this is just a bad performance, and he was a better man tonight.
You have always been your own best equator, your own equilibrium inside. You've always known what was best. Will you listen now to others who may have your best interest at heart in this decision?
Well, I always listen, and the fact of the matter is that still, I give thanks to the Lord, and and I wish I would go back and observe it. Right now, it's to make a decision. Now it would just be an emotional decision. It's easy to say, I'm finished. Let somebody beat me up. Then I have to say, the guy did beat me up today. I mean that he got the best, and he out hustled me, he outpointed me in every position, and I didn't use size, I didn't use anything as a measuring tool to do anything. So I don't have no excuses. This left arm was fine. I didn't use it. My legs were fine. I didn't use it. I didn't use none of the things that naturally I would have used. And the one thing I was just waiting on, as confident as he got, I've started seeing that he was getting open. And the big thing is when you hurt, this is time that you can really catch a person. I know I hit a lot harder than him, and it just, unfortunate they stopped the fight. But just the point he had me hurt, he opened up and throw big looping punches, and I felt that my better chance is that since he feel that he's hurt me and all that, I can catch him with a clean shot. He
just couldn't quite do it.
Well, he had to run the defense. He's, it's not like the guy don't have good defense. He's a good fighter.
All right, Evander, we appreciate your time tonight. Most gracious in defeat. You've been a great champion.
Well, thank you.
And as we ponder that, this gives us a graphic example of why it's necessary for him to evaluate and think about where he's at. And I think most people would say the conclusion is inescapable. He made the key point to Jim Gray. His shoulder wasn't bothering him. He was able to use the shoulder. He just didn't. And that's what happens when you get too old to continue in boxing. He even made the point, it was a classic point, he saw shots available but couldn't get them in. And the third thing is, he did hit James Toney with big punches, and Toney just didn't go anywhere. So when you add all that up, it equals a 41-year-old fighter who just can't get the job done anymore.
As he went out with a fan in the stands.
This is very unfortunate because James Toney is really not the evil guy that we end up thinking we're seeing. He has moments that are much better than this, but there's a hostility in him that doesn't allow him to turn the other cheeks in many cases, and this is one of them.
He obviously, Al, still has plenty of fight left in him after the